We're excited to share a few updates on our construction, security, and technology projects at Lakeville area schools. These are projects that were made possible thanks to the support of our tremendous community.
We're getting bigger. People want to come to Lakeville. And so Eastview is right on the edge of where the growth is right now. And we needed more classrooms to fit more kids.
We really needed this addition to our building because a few years ago, we actually were over capacity and we needed to turn our commons area into 2 classrooms for learning spaces.
This fall, we had 4 new kindergarten rooms open up. And I think the most exciting thing is that we have a commons area for the students. This allows us to have collaboration amongst the classes, have opportunities for the students to have a little bit more of a space for gross motor and painting and other art activities. So it's going to be utilized really, really well.
The team space is one of the exciting spots because that's a component within the existing building, and we were able to extend that and keep that in the addition.
So our addition includes 4 classroom spaces, 2 conference rooms, which we are currently using for 1 behavior intervention support specialist, as well as our school counselor, and 3 learning commons areas that can be utilized by all students in the building.
We also use the spaces for story time and collaboration amongst the grade level as well. So we're able to get more than 1 class out in the team area and read books, do stories, sing songs, and do some movement together.
One of the unique features in the addition is a self-contained bathroom within each classroom. There's 4 classrooms. Each classroom has its own bathroom.
I think the one thing that I love the most is how the students are using this space. They love using the flex seating, they love spreading out in the common area and being able to work in small groups.
So we have rectangular tables, and we can take those tables and we can adjust them to the student's height so they can stand up while they're learning, or they can sit down depending on their movement that they need throughout the day.
We have some really unique features in our addition. Some includes the dynamic lighting, as well as microphones that are hooked up into our speaker system that allows for sound to travel throughout the classroom, and wonderful flexible furniture that can be utilized in many different ways.
As a teacher, one thing that I love is that we have a microphone with a built-in speaker system. I wear the microphone and then the students are able to kind of block out distractions. It's definitely brought a little more calm to the space because they can hear me more clearly, particularly with the mask on. So that's a big asset to our space.
I've really enjoyed moving into the new space. It's been a fantastic place to teach kids.
Well, we have 975 kids just in the building, and when we were rebuilt in 1993, we only had 1 gymnasium. Granted, you could split it in half, but you still had 975 kids that used 1 gym. And our community has been growing as well. So it was ideal for us to be able to add on 2 more gym spaces to service the needs of 975 kids at middle school.
Having 2 brand new gyms at McGuire Middle School has been such a benefit to the physical education department. And I know for the community at large, there's basketball tournaments, volleyball tournaments, and activities each and every weekend that now have that extra space that they need.
Not to mention we've been able to support Lakeville South High School with 9th grade basketball as well right after school. So it's been really a win for our kids and our teachers as well as our community. It's been huge for us.
Every single day here at McGuire Middle School, we utilize those gyms. It's helped us provide better programming for our kids. It allows for all 5 classes sometimes to have a space to utilize to be able to keep the kids active. And we, again, feel really, really lucky to have a community like Lakeville to get behind it.
The Aquatic Center was approved and bonded for in 2019 and will open in spring of 2022.
This will be a great opportunity for the physical education classes to get the kids involved in the swimming curriculum that the other buildings have had for many, many years.
The Aquatic Center includes a lap pool that has 8 lanes, a diving well that has 5 lanes. The specialty pool infrastructure has been installed. It has a lobby with a concession area, and it has a classroom along with lockers and other supporting spaces.
What does this pool mean to our swim teams? It means we're going to have a performance pool, a place where our meets can be held.
Well, this Pool is going to be great for our programs, both for South and for North, and within the community itself with the local Storm Swim Club, because it gives us another facility.
And we're going to have an opportunity for our teams to both be able to practice after school at the same time. We've been short pool space since Century was built.
The project had several alternates that were bid as part of the project based on the funding, and the fundraising committee got very active in raising money.
Yeah, the outside fundraising group has been hard at work trying to get as many things as we can, but one of the biggest things I think will be our Mitsubishi video wall that will be 32 feet long by about 9 feet high.
We have enough room for 500 spectators. 460 of them are going to have backs on the seats for those people. We have a drink rail at the top. We have skylights. We have a 3-meter diving board. We built out the concessions. We upgraded the flooring in the pool. So that it's a non-skid, so it'll be safe for the athletes and everybody who's in there. There's a glass railing between the spectators and the pool, which will not impede any viewpoints of what you see in the pool. It's going to just be a fabulous, I call it the Pool of Dreams, and we have it here in Lakeville.
Having the new turf really opens up a lot of possibilities for us from a sports perspective in the fall and the spring. Here at Lakeville North, we're really landlocked, and we've kind of always been in a difficult situation since we went from a 10-12 building to a 9-12 building many years ago. There's just not enough space for all of our teams to practice and to have their games when it comes to soccer, football, marching band, lacrosse, softball, baseball, all of those programs, we struggle with space.
The artificial turf allows our student athletes to have a safe, repeatable surface that is able to be played on over and over again. We can get many more teams through there, hundreds of more kids, and like I mentioned before, a lot of times with the natural grass, it would just get worn down to dirt or mud.
It's opened up possibilities. It's allowed us to get more programs on the facilities here at the campus compared to using different off-site venues, although we still do use off-site venues, just not as much as we had to in the past. So it's been a great addition to our school to have this new turf.
We found that there's been less injuries with the turf, and it really it creates an environment where we don't have to worry about a lot of the other maintenance issues that natural grass creates.
The addition of the dome that's going to be going up over the winter 6 months, I think, that'll be a huge benefit to our community as a whole. From a high school perspective, we certainly will have big uses for that dome in the shoulder seasons. At the end of our fall sports season, teams like football or soccer that may still be making a late run in the playoffs, they'll be able to use some indoor practice space if the weather gets bad early in the spring season, when it's always challenging to get outside with our outside sports because of either late snowfalls or a lot of rain that happens in the spring. The dome will be a big benefit for things like track, softball, baseball, and then of course lacrosse.
And we're also hoping in the future to have our practice turf area here at Lakeville South domed as well. But understand that the North Dome is going to open first, and we're really looking forward to our students being able to have that experience in the cold winter times or poor weather times without having to make significant travel.
It helps us in football, and if I had to know that we have a place to play on.
When we only had the one turf, it was always a struggle being able to find time to get all the teams on there to utilize our turf, so I really appreciate having more of an opportunity to get our own space, do practices right after school, and then I can get off to do all the other extra things I have to do outside of my sport and academics, so that's probably the biggest thing for me.
In Lakeville schools, we have a multi-layered approach to security. It's important to understand what that means, because with the right tools, technology, and training, we're able to intervene and intercept at any point of an emergency or potential crisis. Our primary goal is prevention, to ensure that we can get in front of red flags, risks, warning signs, and indicators long before they become a serious incident. An additional support system we've implemented is the Behavioral Threat Assessment Management tool. This allows us to take information that we receive anonymously through the reporting tool from staff, from students, and quickly investigate and research, track, and document what types of concerns or risks may exist within this information. It's important to understand that not every red flag indicates the potential for targeted violence. It also allows us to understand what students need and what other support functions we can do to ensure that they have a strong learning environment. Gaggle is another layer of security we've introduced where it's a software system that allows us to monitor what types of searches, what type of email traffic, and different systems utilization may be indicating that there's risks or warnings out there with the type of content that's moving around that we can be notified about and take action and respond to. Over the last year, one of the biggest improvements we've made to the multi-layered security system is what we've done with ballistic protection for our classrooms and designated spaces throughout the schools. That, in addition to supplemental visual notifications, audible notifications, the camera systems, and other technology that we've integrated into this, we've significantly improved our ability to identify, react, and respond to potential crisis and emergency in School District 194.
Lakeville Area Schools recognizes and embraces the changing landscape of education and the essential role that technology plays. We have implemented a one-to-one initiative using iPads to help our students prepare for the global world that they're living in.
The one-to-one rollout with our iPads to all of our students allowed our teachers to have a reliable resource for our students to then be able to have a device within their hands. Our teachers could then use those resources as they plan their curriculum throughout the day. They were able to have vetted and approved apps within an app catalog and a website that they knew that was safe for our students to use every day when they plan their curriculum.
In order to meet the demands of the new technologies, we used levy dollars to increase and upgrade our infrastructure.
On the infrastructure side, we were able to upgrade all of our network switches district-wide. Included in that project was upgrading all of the intra-building fiber optic cabling. So this was able to push our links from 1 gigabit all the way up to 50 gigabits between our sites and on our backbone. So that's going to support all the new infrastructure pieces.
At Lakeville, we're mostly an Apple ecosystem, and so in order to improve that, we installed Apple TVs into our classrooms. That provided an opportunity for our teachers to connect their iPads or their MacBooks to those Apple TVs to display onto their projectors, and then they were able to be more mobile within their classroom.
As far as the classroom technology goes, we were able to upgrade all of our access points as well. So we've deployed new access points to every classroom. This contains the latest technologies to support the bandwidth needs for all of our one-to-one iPads.
So the student benefit from this is that there's an equitable resource within there. Every student has the same device.
The objectives of our one-to-one initiative are to engage and empower students to learn in new and creative ways, and to help our teachers revolutionize how they teach and how students learn.
A new elementary school will help meet the needs of our growing student community as we project 1,000 more elementary students in the next 5 years. Planning began this summer with a core planning team. Land was purchased this fall and located at Highview Avenue. This new school is located in the middle of new housing developments being rapidly built in the surrounding area. Construction will start in the summer of 2022, and the building will be completed in the summer of 2024 for the start of fall in 2024. These projects provided needed space and opportunities for learning in a safe and welcoming environment that will benefit all of our students. Thank you to our community for supporting Lakeville Area Schools.